Hey guys, this is Patty B within the Hauler. I got another firearm I'd like to share with y'all. This is the FN 502 Tactical, chambered in 22 long rifle. The 502 is a polymer framed, single action only hammer fired, blowback operated pistol, chambered in the Great 22 long rifle. You know, these are made in Germany by Umarex. You know, they were contracted out by FN to build more or less a, like a rimfire variant of their 509 series. You know, Umarex is pretty pretty well known for partnering with other manufacturers to build 22s. You know, that's just kind of what they do. You know, they've built several 22 pistols and rifles for various manufacturers over the years. So yeah, like I said, the 502 is kind of designed to be, kind of like a rimfire variant of the 509 series, even though the 509 is striker fired and not hammer fired. You know, it definitely has that 509 look and 509 feel. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Archer. This is his pistol. He let me borrow it for this review. He picked this up a couple months ago, and we probably put a few hundred rounds through it, but not a whole lot. So kind of looking forward to taking this thing out and putting a few hundred rounds through it today and see what we think about it. With specs on this thing, it's got a 4.6 Cold Hammer Forged barrel, and it weighs 23.5 ounces with an empty magazine on my scale. I do like that it's, it's full weight. It's not like a super light gun. This is the weight mimics the, like a 9mm variant pretty well, which is pretty good for training. Hit the features on this. You got this nice polymer lower that feels pretty good, doesn't feel cheap. Looks and feels like a, FN 509. Controls on it, all ambi. You've got ambi safety, ambi slide lock, slide stop, mag release. Comes with two magazines. You've got a 10 rounder and a 15 rounder. The trigger on this thing, pretty excellent. Of course, it's single action only hammer fired, so you can get a good trigger on it. I haven't measured it, but man, it feels pretty darn nice. You've got your takedown lever. You've got a nice rail out here for whatever you want to put on there. The slide on this, aluminum. It's got some nice forward serrations, nice rear serrations. It's kind of got that FN two-tone, FDE look, where, I don't know, wouldn't you call it, where the carpet doesn't match the curtains. Two different colors of, FDE. This version does come with the threaded barrel, standard 1/2x28, which is nice. So when you put a suppressor on it, it comes with these nice suppressor height sights, which are just all blacked out front and rear. It also comes optics ready. It comes with 3 polymer plates for whatever optics mount you want to put on there, which is pretty nice. Put your red dot on there, put your can on there. You can kind of run this thing however you want. A pretty neat little design. Takedown on this, pretty darn simple. Always make sure she's clear. You can lock the slide to the rear, flip your lever down, and comes right off. Give you a look at the inside in there. Recoil spring guide rod, and you can take your barrel off. Have to take the muzzle cap off, but we're not going to do that. But that's essentially the takedown on this thing. Put it back on, it's just the opposite. Come on, and there you go. So yeah, like I said, I put a few rounds through this thing, but definitely looking forward to taking this thing outside and ringing a bunch more. I love shooting rimfire. I shoot probably more rimfire than anything else. It's cheap and it's fun, and shooting fundamentals, whether it's rimfire or 9mm or whatever you want to shoot. If you shoot a lot of 22 and shoot it well, you can shoot other stuff well too. So, well, hey, we've got a nice day outside. Let's take this bad boy outside, bring a bunch of steel. We'll come back in and I'll give you my thoughts on this thing. All right, we're back here about 10 yards. Let's see where this thing's hitting for us. We're shooting mostly bulk pack Remington Golden Bullets and some Federal Auto Match. See how she does. All right, sights are hitting pretty close. Nothing like shooting 22. All right, move it back about 15 yards or so. See what we can do. No lock back. All right, shooting pretty good. You know, those sights, you know, they're good when you got a suppressor on because they sit high enough to see, but to me, they're always a little awkward when you don't have a can on, but you know, this thing's shooting pretty nice. All right, let's try that 25-yard plate. All right, shooting pretty good. All right, let's try that 40-yard plate. That's about the second or third time it hasn't locked back. So far, that's the only malfunction it has, just hasn't locked back on the empty. But man, that trigger's pretty nice, and you know, you got a good trigger, you know, it makes hitting a lot easier. All right, back inside from shooting the 502 Tactical. Make sure she's clear. Cool, clear and dirty. Yeah, over the last couple days, we put, I don't know, 300-400 rounds to this thing. Some suppressed, some unsuppressed, and it ran pretty darn good. I think we might have had a total of 1 or 2 failures with it. But, you know, using bulk ammo, you know, and you know, just the nature of rimfire, that's kind of expected. But this thing shot really well and was a whole lot of fun to shoot. One thing with this I noticed for sure is when you're shooting suppressed, of course, you know how it goes. You shoot suppressed, you're definitely going to get more blowback. But this thing seemed to have more blowback, you know, hitting you in the face than most other 22s. I don't know if it's because the external exposed hammer comes out through there, but you know, you should always wear your safety glasses anyways. But boy, you don't want to shoot this suppressed without safety glasses because you get quite a bit back in your face. Now with the can off, you don't notice any of that. So, you know, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. But this thing shot great, man. The trigger, pretty darn excellent, which makes, you know, hits pretty easy. The only downside to the trigger is even though the trigger pull is pretty excellent, the reset on it is all the way out. So to get the reset, you got to go all the way out. Not a big deal, just something to make note of. Just a whole lot of fun to shoot. You know, the rimfire I probably shoot the most is I've got a Smith & Wesson M&P 22. You know, the same size as the M&P series, and I love it. And this thing's every bit as good as that, if not better. Just shot really well and was a whole lot of fun. You know, shooting rimfires is, any day you get to go outside and shoot a bunch of rimfire, you know, that's a good day. So yeah, no real knocks on this thing. The this 10-round mag, I think about 3 or 4 times, it didn't lock back when it was empty. This 15-rounder seemed like it always did. Not really a big deal, but just something to make note of. But other than that, a whole lot of fun to shoot and fairly easy to shoot well for sure. Just a pretty neat pistol, you know, threaded barrel, you know, optics mount, suppressor height sights. You can do a lot with this thing. Mostly just have fun. So, well, there you go, guys. FN 502 Tactical. Y'all have a nice day.